That reminds me back when we were dating, when we first started dating, and my ex found out that we were together, and he tried to make my life a living hell at
We're the Purefoys, and we'll be alright. We'll be alright.
What's up, P-Pod? It's your girl, Key.
And it's your boy, Sean P., the leader and general of the illest team known to man, ThePurefoys, a.k.a. your family's favorite family. We are totally immersed in this Daniel fast, and there's no turning back now. We're at day 14 of our Daniel fast, and we've been going strong. We've been strengthening our marriage. We've been getting closer to God. And we have just been learning so much, and we hope that this series has been a blessing to you just as much as it's been a blessing to us. Yesterday, we were talking about cheating and whether or not cheating is forgivable. And if you missed it, just click this card right here, and it's going to take you right back to that talk. We had so much fun just diving deep into that, and I know that it's going to be a blessing to you.
More than anything, we want to help our community build lifelong lasting relationships filled with love and happiness. But before we get started, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, hit the thumbs up button, and click that notification bell so you don't miss anything that's going on with the Purefoys.
All right, it's time to get into the devotion and answer this question.
What's killing your marriage? Today's devotion is called Play Offense. Today is a total setup. You've been doing your Daniel thing, hitting your reading plan, and making room for God persistently in prayer by praying 3 times a day, and those very things are going to cause your enemies to show their face. I am, of course, describing the life of Daniel. You're about to read how Daniel's enemies created a setup, and he walked right into it. They're getting everything they wanted. Daniel is headed for a fall, right into the lion's den. Can't you see them snapping pics of him on their phones and posting it on Instagram and Facebook, sharing stories on Snapchat, and even posting it on Twitter with a crying Jordan face on Daniel with the hashtag Lions Den, hashtag Catch Me Inside. How about that? Except for one little thing. The moment of their greatest victory was God's moment of creating unmatched opportunity for Daniel. Total setup. You're going to see that the king of a pagan nation has been so influenced by God's power in Daniel's life that he prays and fasts for Daniel. Can you believe it? How is that even possible? I believe it's because Daniel let his defense set up his offense. The 2017 NBA champion Golden State Warriors used their suffocating defense to help spark their offense. Every time they stopped the opposing team's play, blocked a shot, or forced a turnover, they raced down the floor to try to get easy points before their opponents could get ready. They didn't just play defense, hoping to keep the other team from scoring. They used their defense to create opportunities for their offense. Here's the translation for the Christian life. It's not enough to just try to keep from becoming like the world. You've got to let your differences shine so brightly to those around you that it creates opportunity for God to show off. We cannot change the world while hiding. We've got to be out there in it. When our lives are different because we have peace or joy in the middle of trouble, it's the perfect opportunity to turn defense into offense by showing them who our God is and how He's working in our lives. Real stars don't compete with other stars because they understand there is room in the sky for everyone to shine. Is your defense creating opportunities for your offense? If not, it's time to tweak your playbook.
All right, let's turn to the Word of God. And today we're going to be reading Daniel 6, verses 15 through 18. Then these men came by agreement to the king and said to the king, "Know, O king, that it is a law of the Medes and the Persians that no injunction or ordinance that the king establishes can be changed." Then the king commanded, and Daniel was brought and cast into the den of lions. The king declared to Daniel, "May your God, whom you serve continually, deliver you." And a stone was brought and laid on the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that nothing might be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and spent the night fasting. No diversions were brought to him, and sleep fled from him. So here's the spiritual breakdown. See, these men in the Bible, they wanted what Daniel had. They wanted his prestige. They wanted his power. They wanted the influence that he had in the kingdom, because the king just loved him. But they didn't understand. They didn't really grasp how Daniel was even able to obtain all that power, prestige, and influence. They just were on the outside looking in, and they just saw his position, and that's what they wanted. So they concocted this plan to take his spot. They take him from his position. But they didn't know that Daniel got there from being a servant of the Lord, from constantly praying and doing the right thing, sticking to what he knew best, and that was serving God. And since Daniel was so solid with God, and since he had such a great relationship with the Lord, that even when he was thrown into the lion's den, even when trouble met him and that he could have potentially lost his life and everything that he had, he was granted favor. And he was saved from the lion's den, and the king himself, the one who put him in jail, was the one who was up all night praying for him. And then when he saw that Daniel was delivered, he was the one that promoted Daniel. So the plan that these men had for him, it wound up backfiring. So what is that saying to us as believers? As believers, it doesn't matter what obstacles come our way. It doesn't matter what situations may arise. As long as we keep our right relationship with the Lord, He is going to take care of us. It doesn't matter what people say against us. It doesn't matter what they do, because ultimately God is going to use them as your footstool.
That reminds me back when we were dating, when we first started dating, and my ex found out that we were together, and he tried to make my life a living hell at that moment. He stopped paying child support. He didn't want to come, get the boys anymore. Like, it was just really bad. Like, he just basically turned me off like a faucet. That hurt me, and I was like in tears. Like, how much more do I have to go through, with this person? And I know God told me not to marry him in the first place. I know that. I've always had the favor of the Lord on me, and we were together, and you came out of nowhere and was like, look, don't cry anymore over this. Don't call him anymore for this situation. Like, I got you. Like, and that has been, talk about favor. I was raising these boys, and you just stepped in and just basically took over, and I had no more drama. And even though he tried to make my life more difficult, I received way more when we got married.
And that's what God is saying to us. Don't let go of my hand. Don't worry about the situation. If you trust me, I'll take care of you. If you have faith, you humble yourself and pray, I'll take care of you. So that's the spiritual side. Let's bring it on into the marital side. People in this world, they want what we, the married community, have. They want to have love. They want to have happiness. They want to have partnership. They want to have sex.
I'm pretty sure they just get sex.
Yeah, they want to have comfort and security, but they don't quite know how to get it. They don't know how we were able to obtain what we have. So what do? They make a counterfeit of it. And because it's profitable, they won't relent. They won't let it go. They just continue to push that as the truth. Instead of pushing being with one person, they're just like, hey, just live your life. You only live once. Go and do you. Instead of promoting the beautiful thing that God created as a form of worship and a way for a husband and a wife to come together, they push things like porn and promiscuity. Anything that's going to take your focus off of your marriage, those things are marriage killers.
Yes, definitely. And even on a smaller scale, when it comes to, gossiping, talking about your husband or your wife to Stephen or Hanifa. I always say that name.
Yeah, that doggone Hanifa.
Yeah, and just, bringing their name down to people who aren't going to help you, but to people who are here to harm you. Those are the haters, the people who want what you have, and they're not gonna elevate your marriage. They're going to do whatever they can to tear it down. So it's so important in that aspect to protect your marriage. And if you have to talk to somebody, talk to someone who you trust, someone who's gonna bring you guys up.
So it's important to keep your focus on your marriage and do whatever you can to protect your marriage against these marriage killers.
What can we do to defend ourselves against marriage killers?
First and foremost, we definitely and this is for everybody who's married, we definitely need to continue to keep God in our marriage. We need to be moving like how He moves, and really be in that 3-strand cord, because if we don't, we're going to lose our way. Whenever we rely on ourselves to figure out a situation, we are always going to go wrong. And if we always keep love at the forefront of our thinking when it comes to one another, we'll be able to eliminate all outside distractions, and nothing will be able to come between us.
It will protect our marriage, definitely, and keep all the naysayers and the haters at bay. Well, they always gonna be hating, but
can't do nothing about that. Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate.
I love you.
Love you too.
All right, Peapod, that is it for today's devotion and marriage question answered. We will catch y'all tomorrow in the next one. If you haven't already, please friend us on the Bible app. I'm Sean Purefoy on there. This is Nakia Purefoy on that. We would love to connect with you, not just on YouTube, but also through the Word of God.
Also, this Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is our TV debut watch party, you guys. So make sure you're tuned in for that.
We'll see you guys again tomorrow, same time, same place. But until then, live, let love.
Peace.